Hey people, it's Steel Gamer here, back with another Grim Dawn video. And yes, as the title of the video reads, I have found an exploit in this game that can be abused so bad, it literally breaks the game and renders it unchallenging no matter what difficulty level you're playing it on. Now I'm going to be clear about why I made this video. While people usually try to blame the player, saying it's not the developer's fault, that's only true if you wind up running into a clash with the game's programming code. This exploit I'm exposing in this video is just due to sloppy development. It's an oversight on the development team that never should have happened. The other thing I'm going to clear up is, I personally will never use these to play, and when I usually find an exploit of this nature, I record it in private, nobody ever knows I have it, and I send it and submit it to the developer saying, hey, you guys might want to fix this. But in this case, because of what the staff did, the developers and the members did to me on the Grim Dawn, I don't care who uses this. I'm going to expose this and show this to everybody, and I really hope it wrecks the game for everybody, because this is what happens when you piss me off. Now, whether or not people choose to use this isn't the point. The point of this video is I'm showing just how badly the game was programmed by exposing this exploit. Now, most people, when they edit this game, they either use Cheat Engine, they'll use game save editors, they'll use trainers, or they'll just flat out hex edit the game. Now, most of the time, that is picked up by any sort of an anti-cheat device. Not that this game has it in it, but most of the stuff in that category is how you usually abuse this. And if there was VAC involved in this, it would most likely get picked up by VAC because you're editing the actual game. The exploit I'm using cannot be picked up by anything, and when I go over this, I'll show you. So the first thing I'm going to get out of the way is this: because of this oversight, this one exploit allowed me to gain infinite money, free items, any amount of any item I want. I can duplicate items. I literally cleared out the Depraved Sanctuary at level 20 because my stats were just totally ridiculous. And I was only level 20 when I did this, and basically I had almost 10 million gold. So the point is that this exploit is so bad it breaks the game, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, you have to know where the game saves are actually located. Now, I have discovered, and I'm pretty positive, that the people who have this in early access have their game saves in a different location than the people who aren't, who just got it. So basically, if you have apparently, if you have played early access, your game saves are actually located in your username, documents, My Games, Grim Dawn, and inside that folder is, the game saves. But the people who actually bought it, it's not actually located there. It's actually located in the Steam directory under Steam user data, and then there's a number, and then it's like 219990. And then inside there's a main, so forth down the line. You can actually find the actual game save itself in there. Now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually show you this, and you're going to see just how ridiculous this is. So again, I hope people use this to the point that the developers actually do something about it, but for now, this is how you do this. I'll be pausing the camera every so often to bring up the appropriate screen so I can show you this. Okay, so first things first, as you can see, the early access game saves would normally be stored in, libraries, documents, My Games, Grim Dawn. However, I don't actually have that. My game saves are actually stored in the Steam directory where I said. Okay, which is actually in the, C program files where I have Steam installed. It says user data, whatever your number is, and you'll find a folder called 219990 remote save in main. Now, I'm going to open up this folder and show you the exact file you need to copy. Alright, so I'm back in the game, and I first want to apologize for not making you aware that this exploit can only be done with local game saves. That's why I showed you the directories of where to find the game saves. So make sure you disable your Steam Cloud, and again, I apologize for not making you aware of that. So now that that's out of the way, the first thing I'm going to do with this exploit is show you an example usage of me doing it and explaining the entire procedure on how it's done. And once you understand the procedure, I'll then explain why this works by exposing where the loophole is, and there's two reasons why this exploit works. So the first thing is, this example I'm going to show you on how to get free shop items leads into duplicating these items, which leads into gathering more iron bits, which allow you to get higher grade weapons than you normally would have money for, to get more components, to get 3 components to make the weapons even more powerful, which allow you to basically breeze through everything. As I said, I pretty much cleared out the Depraved Sanctuary at level 20 in less than 6 minutes doing this. So, and I also, again, had like 10 million gold, so it was like ridiculous. So, first, I'm going to show you I have nothing in my inventory, and I only have 252 iron bits. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is, while the game is running, Alt-Tab the game. And you're going to copy the player.gdc file from the game save directory to your desktop. So I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so once you do that, I'm actually going to purchase a Tonic of Mending. So now I only have 109 iron bits. So used to saying money. So what I'm then going to proceed to do is go over to the guy in the stash. And what I'm going to do is place, if you open the stash, the item stash section is connected to your character. The item transfer section is not. So by placing this Tonic of Mending into the item transfer, exiting it, I'm now going to hit escape and quit to my desktop. I'm now going to copy the player.gdc file from my desktop back into the save directory, and then load up the game, and I'll show you what happened. Again, remember, this potion is inside my item transfer, and I only have 109 gold, so I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so once you do that and you come back in the game, I'm going to open my inventory and show you. I now have 252 iron bits. So I'm going to go up to my stash, and I'm going to grab that potion out of the item transfer section to show you it's still in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Tonic of Mending out of here and bring it in here. So basically what I just did was I just bought a Tonic of Mending out of the shop for free. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Tonic of Mending out of here, and I'm going to exit. I'm now going to Alt-Tab the game again. And the same procedure, I'm going to copy the player.gdc file from the directory of the game save to my desktop, and I'm going to go do that now. Okay, once you do that, you then go back to the item transfer and pop this back in. Now, once I do this, I'm going to exit the game, quit to the desktop. I'm then going to copy the player.gdc file from the desktop back to the game directory, and I'm going to show you what happens when you open it. I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so as I explained the procedure, once you Alt-Tab and copy it over, you do this while the game is running, because check this out. As you can see, I have 252 iron bits plus the potion, but here's the interesting part about this. I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to get this potion out of the transfer character side, or item transfer. As you can see, it's still in there. Now, I'm going to put this in here, so now I have 2. And basically, everything I put on my character, this is how, now I'm going to explain how the exploit works by explaining why where the loophole is. Alright, as I stated earlier, for some random reason, the item stash itself is connected to your character. Somehow, so basically anything you do to the character will reflect in the item stash. You cannot duplicate items in the item stash. You can do it in the item transfer because this section of the programming code is not connected to this or this. It's somehow different, and that's an oversight because the entire thing should be connected to your character. So basically, that's the first problem. This isn't connected. And the second thing I said is, usually, in order for your character to have anything saved to it, you have to exit it so the game can save the state it's currently in. But for some random reason, another oversight is anything you currently do to your character at the present time while the game is running actually adheres to the character. So if I Alt-Tab the game right now and copy this file to my desktop, it's copying it with 252 iron bits plus 2 Tonic of Mending. So therefore, since I already copied that to the desktop, when I go to put these back into the item transfer, I still have a copy of it that has 2 on it, plus 252. So now when I close this, and I Alt-Tab the game, and I copy that save back over, and I load it back up, since this is not connected to the game save, my game save still has 2 in it. Now this has 2 in it. So now I have a total of 4. And I can repeat this procedure with anything until I get enough of these, till I can sell them. Or I can take anything out of my item stash, put it into my character slot here, put it in the item transfer, and do the exact same thing. You can literally duplicate all these items you want. And this falls for anything that can be put in there. Scrap. Scrap cannot be put in there. It doesn't. It's unique. So basically, once you can break down items, you can literally get an infinite amount of scrap. It's absolutely ridiculous. You could put blueprints in these things and give them to the other characters, duplicate them. So, and on top of that, if you find war manuscripts, you can do this. So basically, when you start the game and get access to this, you can instantly read all the lore and get all this XP and generate your character up doing absolutely nothing at all. It's absolutely ridiculous, the oversight that this loophole has caused. And so I don't recommend doing this because that's up to the player, but the point is that this is a loophole that never should have gotten through, and it's just a bad oversight. And here's the thing. People say, oh, you can't blame the developer for you finding this. Yeah, I absolutely can, because this is the developer's fault. The fact that I'm even able to do this, and the fact that they separated the stash from the item transfer is ludicrous. So I should be able to place these things. The item transfer should operate exactly like the item stash. It just should. That's just a bad oversight. And this exploit allows you to get anything you want in this game free. It literally makes you overpowered to the point you can break the game and you never have to worry about iron bits. Now, I personally don't play like this because I like my games challenging. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not going to report this exploit to Crate after what they did to me. I hope everybody abuses this and goes online and just breaks online to the point it causes mayhem. I really do. That is what basically Crate gets. And when you get someone like me, because if you had someone like me on the development team, not to be egotistical, I find things like this all the time, and I report them to developers in secret. I don't tell anybody because there's no reason for anybody to know. But the point here is that I find if you have someone like me that can find this stuff would never get through development. Now, maybe Crate doesn't care, but that's not the point. This exploit is bad programming. You don't leave a game in this condition, especially something like this. So, I just wanted to expose this and explain exactly how this works and show you. So, that's the end of this. Have fun, guys. Enjoy, and don't do this unless you want to break your game. Take care.